I'm Bas Rozendaal, aka The Mountain, and we just concluded the Women's Series Finals 2025 out here in Shanghai. What an incredible tournament. But thinking back on how long the season's been, going back all the way to the Champions Cup in March, the World Cup, the Women's Series season with 15 events spanning the globe, we want to hand out some hardware, some season awards. They're coming up right now. The Rookie of the Year award. Look, a lot of new players on the circuit this year, but a couple of standouts. Gotta think on Digna Strautmane, Latvia picking up 2 wins on the Women's Series. She shot 37% from 2 on those Women's Series stops. Incredible performance. We got Nadinkusel Nyamjab, the young Mongolian, featured on Ulaanbaatar Amazons as well as the Mongolian national team with that magical run at the World Cup. They put the ball in her hands and let her run the offense at 18 years old. And to me, the winner of the Rookie of the Year award has to be ELS. Evelien Lutje-Schiphol, leading offensive rebounder in the league, 3.8 points per, 3.8 rebounds per. She had all the hustle stats as well, got to all the 50-50 balls, and her hard-nosed defense and her rebounding has really elevated the Netherlands this year. Best handles in the women's game? Look, a couple of names come to mind. Of course, Ketja Vimane for Latvia. Got to talk about Marie Manet, of course, for both Orleans and the French national team. And Hortense Limousin, who switched from the French national team to CS Rapid Bucharest this year. But a clear winner to me. Hortense Limousin, the speedster, led the field in drives, and not by a little bit. She had 94 drives to the basket on the season, compared to the second most, which is Noortje Driessen, at 42. Her handles are incredible. She's able to stop on a dime. She's shifty. She goes left to right. The mid-range pull-ups there. The finishing ability is there. But the way she makes people struggle on defense is a beauty to behold. So, best shooter on the women's circuit. Names that come to mind. Most twos made on the year was Ilse Kuyt for the Netherlands. Of course, the Catherine gun, Katarina Galichkova, who led Czechia to 2 second-place finishes. Paige Crozon, of course, for Team Canada, one of the best, if not the best, shooter in 3x3 of all time. And gotta mention Kulana Novatar, who upped her percentage by quite a bit. But in the end, today's performance really pushed through for Paige Crozon in the finals of the Women's Series Finals against Azerbaijan. She did not miss from range. 3 for 3. Again, one of the best shooters of all time, also one of the best shooters of this year, the zone. Now, it's time for Most Improved Player. I think Kulana Novatar has to be on the list. Her leadership really improved. Also, her shooting percentages from the floor, both from 1 and from 2, went up this year. Mongolia set a new standard, I think, in 2025. Ketja Vimane, also a great ad here. Latvia came out of nowhere to me and was really made a mark with 2 Women's Series wins. But the clear winner to me, Martina Petrenaite, who went from not playing in 2024, featured on Lithuania in 2023 with average of 3.5 points per game, to now shifting over to CS Rapid Bucharest, getting a lot more freedom on the offense, getting that right hand hook to go down, going towards the basket at will. She upped her points per game to 6.4. That is a huge jump. And it shows what freedom on offense can do for a player. Definitely the most improved player to me, Petrenaite. My best defender of the year on the women's end, and so many names come to mind. Erica Carter and her hounding outside defense for Azerbaijan. Gracia Alonso for Spain, getting all the deflections in the world. Miriam Jekundade, even the mermaid, led the women's series in total blocks in only 3 events played. You get Janice Boonstra for the Netherlands, all hustle, all activity, and really the heart and soul of that Dutch defense. But there can only be one, and to me it comes down to the ability to change another team's offensive approach. And that is Sasha Grant Allen. Sasha Fierce is a fearsome defender. Her length, combined with her ability to move her feet and stick with shorter offensive players, shot blocking ability as well, but also a ton of deflections, changes a lot of looks around the rim. People change their shot when she is around because she is so incredible in the paint. Sasha Grant Allen, SGA, is the Defender of the Year for me. Surprise of the season. Which is the most surprising team in all of women's 3x3 this year? We can think back on the Europe Cup run that Azerbaijan had. Of course, Latvia picking up 2 Women's Series stops wins. Sia's Rapid Bucharest, a new team with some international talent mixed with Romanian talent that did very well, was very consistent all year long on the Women's Series. But there can only be one. Mongolia's incredible run at home at the World Cup to silver. A team that wasn't really expected to win out there. Not a lot of focus on them going into the tournament, and they were giant slayers. They took down the USA, they took down Poland. Win after win after win for the Mongolian ladies. Still gives me goosebumps to think about it. So definitely my surprise team of the year. Team of the year. A couple of teams come to mind. We got Azerbaijan, of course, 2 Women's Series wins, a Europe Cup silver. Spain, 2 Women's Series wins, as well as Champions Cup silver and Europe Cup bronze. Canada, who started out with that Champions Cup gold medal, then at the World Cup picked up bronze, and then now the Women's Series final win here in Shanghai. But the very best of the best team for me this year was the Netherlands with the sweep. World Cup gold, Europe Cup gold, 3 Women's Series wins. Didn't do as well out here in Shanghai, but the lineup of Ilse Kuyt, Noortje Driessen, Evelien Lutje-Schipholt, and Janice Boonstra didn't lose a tournament. When those 4 stepped on the court, the Netherlands would always win. They're the team of the year for me, definitely after that sweep at the World Cup and the Europe Cup. Lastly, we got to talk most valuable player in women's 3x3 of the year. Look, Hortense Limousin and her driving ability was definitely a part of this list. Brianna Fraser, I think, is the most unstoppable player in the paint in all of women's 3x3. Sasha Grant Allen combining that defense with her offensive moves in the paint, also a little bit of outside shooting and the touch. But 5 MVPs for Noortje Driessen on the season really takes it. World Cup MVP, Europe Cup MVP, 3 Women's Series wins and MVPs. It's the driving ability combined with her improved outside touch, the ability to find her teammates, second in key assists on the year for Noortje Driessen as well. And I think she really makes the Dutch offense go. Even if they don't get an option out of team play, she can break down the defense at any time. She's the steadying hand that guides them to their wins. Noortje Driessen, for me, MVP of 2025. And with that, the 2025 season comes to a close. Tons of good games, tons of good tournaments. The action here in Shanghai this weekend was incredible. But now I got to get some rest. I'm going to get some food. Handing out these awards was fun. I'll see you next year on the Women's Series. 2026 is going to be a year to remember. Trust me.